Hello, grade 3 friends, and welcome to a new week. I hope you're staying healthy, and you're energized for a brand new week. Last week we introduced multiplication, and I'm excited to keep going and learning more about multiplication this week. And for this week, we're actually going to be exploring when do we use multiplication to help us solve problems. There's times that we can only add, and then there's times where we can use multiplication, which once we get comfortable with multiplication will become faster than using addition. So we're going to be exploring that this week. And to help us do that today, we're going to head up to my kitchen to get some materials.
Well, look what we have here, some cookies. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. I have 2 plates, and these plates are going to be my group holders. So therefore, these plates are my groups, and I have 2 groups. The cookies are my objects in each group. So this plate has 3 cookies, and as you can see, this plate has 4 cookies. These are not equal groups. And because they are not equal, I cannot write a multiplication equation to find out how many cookies I have in total. But I can add them to find the total. So I have 3 plus 4, and I know that that equals 7. I cannot do 3 groups of 4 or 3 times 4 because I do not have 3 groups. I only have 2 groups, and I don't have 4 in each group. So this one has to be addition because the groups are not equal. Well, if I change it up, and let's take a cookie off here, so that now I have equal groups. To find the total number of cookies, I could add 3 plus 3. This is now a repeated addition because I'm adding the same number. And I know when I have repeated addition, I can use multiplication. Because these are equal, I can write a multiplication equation. So 2 groups, remember the first factor tells me how many groups, and the second factor tells me how many is in each group. Each plate has 3 cookies, and that will equal 6. So I can write a multiplication for this one. And it doesn't matter. I can do it with more than 2 groups. All right. Could I write a multiplication equation for this? Remember my test? The question I need to ask myself is, do I have the same number in each group? Are the groups equal? And no, they are not. So for this one, I would do 3 plus 3 plus 1. If I want to be able to write a multiplication, I need to make them all equal. Let's do this a different way. Could I write a multiplication now? Indeed I can, because I have an equal number of cookies on each plate. My groups are equal. What would the multiplication be for that? So remember that the first factor tells me how many groups, and I have 3 groups. The plates are my groups, and the second factor tells me how many is in each group, and that is 1 cookie in each group, and that equals a total of 3 cookies. The repeated addition would be this. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. All right. We're going to take a look at another example. Here I have 2 jars of pencil crayons. I want to find the total number of pencil crayons. can I use multiplication to find the total number? No, I cannot, because the groups are not equal. So in order to find the total here, I would need to add 4 plus 2 equals 6. I cannot say 4 groups of 2 or 2 groups of 4, because first of all, in this one, I do not have 4 groups. I only have 2 groups. And for the 2 groups of 4, yes, I have 2 groups. This one has 4, but this one does not have 4. Okay, so the only way to find the total is to add for those, because they are not equal. Let's see about this. Okay, so now let's take a close look at what I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pencil crayons in that one, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pencil crayons in the second one. Can I use multiplication now? Yes, I can, because the groups are equal. I have 2 jars with 5 pencil crayons in each one. So my total would be the same as 5 plus 5, 10. Okay. Now, you have a choice today for your assignment, and you're going to find some objects in your house to show me an example of when you can multiply and another example of when you can only add to find the answer. You have a choice of whether you would like to do a video explaining to me your 2 examples, or you can write them. If you are going to write them, let me just do one for you. Okay, so if you were using an example here, this would be an example of not being able to multiply because my groups are not equal. And so if you were going to write down the example instead of doing a video, you could just show me your groups, have a picture of it, and in your picture, show me what you're doing to find the total. If you cannot write a multiplication, you will write the addition equation. All right, and you could just snap a picture of that, and that would tell me that you understand that you can only add to find the total. You would do the same thing for the example where you can use multiplication. So for this one, what you would write here instead of the addition would be 2 groups of 3. And just remember, this first number tells me how many groups. Yes, I get the same answer as 3 groups of 2, but it means something different, right? 3 groups of 2, I would need to have another jar with 3 and put to make 3 jars, and then I would put 2 in each jar. Okay? So for your example where you are able to multiply, all you need to show me is the multiplication equation. I think this week on your worksheets it calls it a multiplication sentence. Same thing. This is a multiplication sentence or a multiplication equation. Okay? If you were doing a video, you can simply show me your example where it is not equal groups and explain in your video how you would only be able to use addition to solve that, to find the total. And then again, get your example where you do make equal groups, and on the video, explain why you can use multiplication and tell me what the multiplication would be. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you're a little stuck on this and knowing what to do, remember I do have some extra help sessions open on Zoom on Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 o'clock. Pop in there or send me an email, and we will get you on your way with this. Okay, I look forward to seeing your pictures or your videos posted to show me when can you use multiplication and when can you only use addition.